Rumble channel and all this.
No problem.
So should we do it on a two-shot? Let's do a little bit of me in there, and then I'll back it up and you get him?
Sure.
Okay, let's start on me.
Let's do it.
I don't know what I'm going to say, but here we go. Okay. Say when.
When?
Hey everyone, I'm standing here with Chris Sky. We're at a rally in Vancouver. Now, you're quite an experienced rally man. I am not. I'm new to this game, right? I'm new to this.
You gotta start somewhere.
You gotta start somewhere. But you're legendary. And I want to know, because I don't know, like, how did you get started doing this? Or is it a long... Oh, your wife?
It's right there. Long story short, that beautiful woman right there.
Yeah.
Well, I never wanted to get involved. We had a really good life way before COVID. We were already well known on Instagram, but for traveling around the world and just like having a good time.
Oh.
And so when it all happened, we were actually in Italy for her birthday, right when they locked down Venice. So we were there, ground zero, February 27th, 2020, which is her birthday, February 27th. So we landed in Venice for Carnival for her birthday. And the day that we landed, it was supposed to be the last day of Carnival, the biggest day of the party, was the first time in the history of Carnival from like the 1700s where they canceled it. So she was heartbroken. And I was trying to figure out something else to do for her birthday because they canceled Carnival. And in the meantime, they started talking about locking down Venice. So she said we had to escape. So we escaped to Florence, spent her birthday in Florence, and then they started talking about locking down Italy. So we left Italy. We ended up spending a little bit of time in Netherlands and France before coming back to Canada. As soon as I got back to Canada, I tried to tell everybody, because we had already about 100,000 followers on Instagram, like, they're going to lock everybody down in Canada, get ready for it. And everyone thought we were crazy. I'm like, well, I just came from multiple countries that they locked down, so we're going to be next. And so we were worried they were going to close down businesses and things like that.
Can I ask you this, because I've never spoken to anyone from Italy, but Italy was the first place that exploded with COVID. It got there and exploded. What did you think when that happened? Were you like, what did you think was going on?
It was sheer propaganda.
You even thought that at the time?
100%, because we had people calling us constantly from Canada, because the Canadian and American news were talking about this crazy pandemic and people dropping left, right, and center in Venice. And we were right there in the so-called heart of the pandemic, and we're walking around. I'm at the gym training. Me and my wife are going to the Gucci store and going to eat lunch and dinner. Everything was fine for us. And then even when we went to the south in Italy, in Florence, which isn't even that far south, just a couple hours, it was completely fine. They talked about one case of COVID when we were in Florence, and we went to nightclubs, we went to everywhere. It was completely open. Then by the time we got back to Netherlands and France, the only thing closed in France when we got there was the Louvre. Yeah. Everything else was open. Everything. So
you saw through this right away?
Right away. And that's why when I came back, I was worried about how dangerous it was, because I knew it was fake. Right from the start. I knew it was being at least over-exaggerated. Like, they were showing people videos of the people falling down in China and stuff, scaring the hell out of people. And then they were saying the same things about Italy, but I was there, so I knew it was a lie. So when we came back, we saw a flyer for a protest at Queen's Park. I've never even voted in my life, so I'm not political. I hate politics. I hate all politicians. I don't trust any of them, and I want that on the record. But we decided we're going to go to this protest at Queen's Park because we got to tell everybody. And when we went there, it was just a ragtag crew of people, and the mainstream media showed up, and I was shocked because I didn't think they'd want to cover it, right? Because they'd want to sweep it under the rug. But then I realized they were there because they could make it look bad. They could make it look like that fringe minority, because that's what it was at the time. So I saw CTV and CBC there, and they're filming people with like weird haircuts and really offensive signs and stuff like that to try to make us look bad. So I got pissed off. I literally grabbed the camera and swung it towards me, and I just ranted. I said, why don't you talk to someone that actually has something to say? And I did a rant, and all the people around heard him, like, oh my God, you know what you're talking about. You should speak. And I said, no way.
Oh, and that's what catapulted you.
No, that's not, because they tried to make me, and I said, no way in hell, because I already knew that meant the government's going to target me, target my business, the media is going to destroy me, I'm going to end up in jail 1,000,000 times, and I've been arrested 19 times in the last 19 months. So I already knew what that...
One a month.
Exactly. And so I knew that path would lead that way, and I didn't want that. I just wanted to be left alone. Our life was great. I had a good career, good job, wonderful family. So I, like everybody else, I just wanted to be left alone. But then she is the one that told me, my wife, by the way, yeah, Jennifer, she said, basically, if you don't speak, everything that happens is going to be your fault.
Oh, no pressure.
No, you get the guilt trip that only a wife can give you. So that's why I started speaking. And then, well, the first time I spoke, I noticed that people seemed to hang on every single word I said. And I noticed that I can read something and I retain information. I never have to write anything down. I don't even have to think about what I'm going to say when I speak. I treat every crowd differently. Every crowd is like an entity, and you can read the energy, and I know what they need to hear. In the NIMO last year, I knew they needed to get reamed, so I ripped them a new asshole, I'm not going to lie. But it worked out very well. After they stayed for a rally, we ended up going to the Canadian Tire with even more people that were at the rally, and I was invited back to speak in the NIMO just last week, so obviously it went down well. So sometimes people need to hear tough love. Sometimes, like today, it was all about trying to bring unity when there's so much division. And today, I wanted to make the point that it was actually intentional division on behalf of the other group, because every single group that aligned with me today and every single person that's speaking even now from my side, which is something like 30 speakers, they were all people that had been previously banned by the other group. And
we don't need that.
No, if a protest is about one thing, bringing as many people together as possible.